Guys, Ryan here from the Private Banking Forum. Just do my daily recap for the markets. Just going to go over what we see today in crude oil quickly, and how I approached the market today. So what we had today was an open gap. Yesterday was a holiday, and so we just disregard that information. We actually can remove it from CR charts. So obviously we opened gap up from Friday's trade, and at the top of the current distribution that I've been tracking. So this is the current distribution, and as I said, we opened gap up and just started to test above the current distribution, which was like almost an asymmetric opportunity, which is obviously the edge of this current distribution. So this class is an extreme until we break it, and obviously the way to look at it is the fact that we were trading higher, we established higher, we held higher value, and we just basically waited for a breakout. So I mean, I had two things on the card today, and it was either to close an open gap, which we did, which was here, from the sort of the 101.64 to the 101.77 area, and we came up today and closed at that gap, and established higher value. So obviously from the composite, I mean, we just basically completely disregarded the previous value area now, and the market is continuing to move higher here. And obviously today we've basically just completely cleared this bracket that was potentially forming here, and you can see that as we broke out of it, and we've just seen buying all day, or just buying up the market, and off the RTH open, and just a real strong close with obviously no excess off the top of this today's candlestick. So there's a few things we can look at here. I was looking at today, and obviously that is the current monthly value area, and as you can see, we obviously the clues were that we were going to continue to be in balance. We came in and rejected value here, and again we've just seen another rotation now. And we're just completely clear of the previous naked point of control, so maybe we'll come up and test the high of this previous naked sort of value area here, who knows. But as you can see here, like I said, we're just continuing to see rejection of this month's value, and the market is currently continuing to move higher. So obviously how I approached today was we just let the initial balance came in, and basically what we wanted to see was a break above the initial balance and a hold above it. So I mean, quite a tough day with regards to this, because I mean, we did see in this period here, I mean, let me try to turn the volume profiles off. Give me a second. So I mean, this is the actual 30-minute candlestick. So what we wanted to see was obviously the market close above the initial balance, and continue to see a rejection to one side, forming an imbalance. And obviously this bar, we see the breakout, and we can see the wick, and we close back inside the initial balance. So we didn't see a strong close above it. And obviously the next candlestick basically just opened up straight away, and we just see bid straight off of it. So there was nowhere to really get in here. So I just basically sat here all day real patiently, and then we finally see this this pullback to value into the close. I mean, obviously what I've done here, if you can see my TPO charts for today's trade, is we see this morning balance came in, where the market was just basically doing nothing, and then we see this breakout in F period. So I've split this out, so we can see the morning balance, then we can see the breakout balance, and you can see the market come in balance here. And obviously we started to one time frame up, and then in D period we came back and sort of tested the value area of this current new distribution that was forming, which also happened to be line up with today's RTH Vwap, which is obviously the entry location. So as you can see here, we see this pullback, and obviously at this point where I got long about 50s, I can remember 51s. The stop obviously goes below the current day's Vwap, and inside today's initial balance. So that was the risk on the trade, and so the stop goes back inside the initial balance here, and that's the risk on the trade. And obviously, like I said, and then we opened up in K period, and we just see this nice spike higher into into the close here. I mean, I didn't manage to catch all of this spike as I could have, but I just got obviously with the day we were seeing, I was just quite conservative with my target, and if you give me 2 seconds, I'll find the fills. So this was the fill for the trade. As you can see, I patiently waited here for this pullback, and I got filled here at here we are, 101.51, and managed to get my first and second scale out into the highs. Obviously, I didn't take full 15 for 80 ticks on the scale out, so I scaled out into logical locations. So I got like about 13 tick on the first one and whatever on the second one, doesn't matter. I just wanted to get my risk off of the trade, and we got them filled pretty quick, and then we see this spike higher up into the close. And obviously at the time I took the screenshot, I got my target filled at about 102.95, which is the third IB extension, and another area that I was sort of looking at. And we did see it spike like slightly higher to about 102.20, but obviously that was fine. I just wanted to obviously capture something on the day. I mean, I still took 80 ticks on the market, so I mean we put in 127 ticks on the day here, so I still managed to catalyse like about 60-70% of that most probably on that move off the top of my head. So still obviously good position management for the day, and that's pretty much it. So I mean, regards to the current condition of this market now, we'll just have to see what happens where we are tomorrow. I mean, this week's VWAP is obviously looking very strong off the open here, so we'll have to continue to see what we see happen with this week's developing value. And I mean, we've just seen a clear rejection of the last week's VWAP now, and we just seen this parabolic move higher. Regards to the SP 500, there was a nice setup on the S&P. Without going into too much detail, the market pretty much opened at the highest of the previous day's range. I mean, this is the previous day's range here, and we opened up at the highest and we received responsive sellers back into value and back to that sort of mean price. I mean, if we split this out from where we start to see, 2 seconds, balance come into the market here, you can just see it's just towards the low of this low of this sort of distribution. And but obviously if we look at yesterday's profile, it's just the mean price of this bottom distribution, so just clear sort of entry location where you can get start to buy the mean price and with a stop below value. And obviously this lined up with the previous day's VWAP here. As you can clearly see, we just see basically responsive selling back to the mean, and then just the market just came back into balance and just tested the other side of the current day's distribution. The rest of the day we just see this very sideways two-way trade in the market, as this sort of developing move builds up at the current highs of this market here. Very interesting that it's basically we're at the last month's value area high here, and we just basically just stuck here at the moment, testing last month's value area high above this poor high. I mean, we're only about, I mean, what's the high? The high is 1846.50, and I mean, today we trade at 40.25, so only about 5 or 6 points off that all-time high there. So it looks like we're building up something here. Whether we have to break down further to catch up with this month's developing value before we see a push higher is yet to be seen. We'll just have to take every day as it comes. But other than that, there was not really that much opportunity in this market today. I mean, that was the only real opportunity. I mean, you could have just held a position or just took profit at the previous highs and the current day's extreme there. Other than that, there was just pretty much nothing to do the rest of the day, and we've just got this crazy, very poor high in the current market now. I mean, I'll merge this together here, so you can see like the current distribution forming here with no extreme. So need to come up and repair this poor high. Obviously we've got the previous high, all-time high. Anyway, other than that, like I said, there's not much really to do on a day like today, with the opportunity that was present. I hope if you have any questions, please ask me on the forum, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Thanks. Goodbye.